ahead and get into our game here. Spawning in the bottom right for Team Guns N' Roaches. It is their captain in teal, our Terran player, Ninkazi. And it's Bona in the top right. Left. Directions are hard. Orange Zerg player from Team CT6. It is Kami. Kami? Let's call it Kami because clearly their client wasn't in English. That means they're Kami, right? So I'm a genius. What can I say? I mean, what can I say, honestly? So last game started pretty normally. We had Reaper Expanse going up against a really quick speed, kind of attempted speeding almost all in. Had there not been a wall at the natural ramp for Shinobu, that would have gone a lot differently. A lot of Terrans can skimp on that wall if they think that they're going to be okay, especially upon getting the Reapers in there. Having Reapers on the map can give you a little bit of hope to stay alive against, well, basically anything and make you think you're bulletproof, but then suddenly there's a bunch of lings in your base, and if there's no wall off, you're kind of screwed. Ninkazi going gases so far. See, he's not looking like he's going to be going for any Reaper, at least early on. To see what he decides to do with that. He's sending out a drone. Whether or not this is for a hatchery, I imagine it will be for a hatchery first. It is indeed. So, me a gasless build against a hatch first. Ninkazi putting up a depot, just kind of feigning that depot existing, just in case any early pool actually were going to be coming across the map for Kami. That is not the case, however. Still no pool down, as I say that the pool is going down here for Kami. No gases. Depending on when the gases are actually taken, kind of will give a little bit more of a clue as to what is going to be coming in this game. For a moment I thought there was a second SCV coming across the map, but no, this SCV is just going to be building this CC down here. Actually canceled the depot up here so you would be able to build the CC. And now this first Overlord's going to get in here. If the Overlord gets a little too ballsy, since you don't see Marines really early, often, that could die. Maybe probably not going to be the case. That first Marine is moving across the map, so this Overlord is actually in danger. There isn't too much to finish off. The pool will be finishing up here momentarily. But if this Overlord dies, that's going to be a bit of an annoyance here for Kami. It is moving it now, though. It still should and maybe could die. Actually, as I say that, this is something I've seen Ninkazi do a few times. He's going to build a bunker right next to the hatchery. This can just plain win some games sometimes when you do something like this. This is completely unexpected. It's a very late kind of bunker. 10 lings are in production. That in and of itself is a huge win already for Ninkazi. Some of these lings are trying to rally across the map and deal with the reinforcements, but not going to be the case. That Marine does barely not get into the bunker. So sad for that Marine, but still, this is a, well, it's a, let's call it a 75-ish mineral loss here for Ninkazi. He doesn't quite get the salvage off, so that's no fun. But he forced out a bunch of lings. These lings, at this stage of the game, should be drones, and they're not. That's kind of an issue for an early issue here for Kami. 3 bunkers coming down here for Ninkazi, realizing he's got to defend back home. He doesn't really have any units. He's got 3 barracks. 2 of them are just now finishing up, however. So he's not going to have too many Marines out. But 1 Marine in a bunker should maybe scare away these lings. They do get up and see the bunker. They're just going to try to bypass it. Actually, they're going to surround it completely and do what they can. But SCV repairing that bunker, going to be able to be just fine against that. It seems another SCV goes down, so that is 3-4 SCVs that have been lost already in this game. Another one goes down, but now there's a second bunker to contend with, and this bunker actually hasn't died off yet. But now, look at all these lings. All these lings are just being such an annoyance. Ninkazi losing a whole lot right now. He's actually half the supply of Kami. 5 workers have lost. 2 Marines lost against 12 lings that have been lost. So despite the kind of cute little opener by Ninkazi, that did not go as planned. Let's call it that. So Kami sending out another drone. I'm not sure if that's going to be okay. That's just a rally down to the working. But 2 gases have been taken for Kami. First 2 gases of the game for our Zerg player. So speed is a pretty long way off, but nothing but drones will be in production for a little while for our orange Zerg player, given how much damage he did. Seeing how many bunkers Ninkazi actually made back home, there's no reason you're not gonna be able to attack. So why bother even actually making anything? If there is like a strong follow-up from Ninkazi that could do a good amount of damage, but Lair is already on the way. Actually, that's a really quick Lair, so that's gonna be interesting. Actually, a scan immediately seeing that Lair, pretty much as soon as it started coming from Kami. But he's gonna be taking a third base here, as well as the double Evo chamber at the natural wall, and getting a Roach Warren, expecting or hoping for that Hellion follow-up to be dealt with by Roaches. But even without that, a good amount of Roaches will be able to deal with this army pretty well. Kind of waiting to see what upgrades are going to be coming out of these Evo chambers here for Kami. He's going to be actually going into 1-1 for range units, which is going to be indeed that. It's going to be this 1-1 for the range units, so kind of this similar style we've seen a few times with the Roach Hydra playstyle. This is a favorite of Hyun's for sure, playing in this manner. And actually Ninkazi once again going for a bunker next to a hatchery, but that's not going to work this time. Queens were here to fend that off. And even if that bunker got down, there wasn't really much that was going to be able to be done with it. Creep spread is on its way, has started for Kami. It's a couple high energy queens down here at the natural, maybe actually saving their energy for transfuses if there was a follow-up. Overlord getting taken out here by Kami. There's no third base just yet. Starport is on the way with the reactor on the factory for the double medic production. Stem is still a really long ways off here for Ninkazi, so he's going to have to stay back home and kind of remain defensive for a while. And also, there's just no tanks on the way. There's no tanks going to be possible for a while. There are 4 bunkers, so that's nice. So any sort of really massive timing push is going to meet some difficulty for Kami, but I kind of doubt that's going to be the case. 1-1 finishing up, Hydrogen coming on as well, so this is more likely going to be going into 2-2 and pushing with just a ton of army units, made of mostly Roaches and Hydralisks. So Kami is slowly but surely, what's we're looking for, saturating this third base here, getting another gas, has finished with the 2 gas in the main base. So going up to 5 gases, this is definitely looking to be a pretty hefty timing push, either with just 1-1, or you could wait all the way until 2-2. It would likely be until 2-2, given the fact there are the 4 bunkers here. It's going to be really difficult to actually break for Kami to actually do that. But still, you could forgo 2-2, just go for 1-1 and pump out a ton of units right now. We'll have to wait and see what he decides to do. No, he's going to go directly into 2-2. No surprise there, really. And now 3 bases up with this economy. 63 workers to 44 in favor of our Zerg player, even. That's a pretty massive lead. And Kami has a leaning over here as well, able to scout if there isn't a third base down. There doesn't seem to be a third base built either. The Overlord didn't scout a quicker third base earlier when he was in the base. And still, not a whole lot on the map. Ninkazi's starting the double drops now. He's also something he is fond of, trying to split up his opponent, but nice Overlord spread here by Kami, so these can be seen pretty quickly, especially the second Overlord. The Overlord is over by the main base, is going to be able to catch this medevac coming in. Right now, there is the red dot. He sees that, so he's going to have to react to this somehow. His army is fairly slow. It's going to be difficult. He's going to have to split them up to actually deal with this effectively. There's already a good amount of Hydras in the net, in both places, though, so well done by Kami to fend that off. So the drops aren't going to be able to do too much of anything. Even a couple Hydras down here. They may actually pick off the medevac, which is going to be actually a disaster here. Medevac does go down with most of its units as well. That's a big old pick off there for our Zerg player already in this game. Because he's starting to push across the map. He's got a couple Widow Mines. He's got 3 Widow Mines here. But he's going to be going up against a lot of Roaches and a lot of Hydralisks. Luckily, I guess, for Ninkazi, the Hydralisk, all the army is in the main base, or actually the natural base right now, so he's able to set up the way he wants to, which is helpful. He's going to try to get on top of this army and do what he can, but that's 150 supply to 102 now. Now dropping under 100 supply is Ninkazi. These medevacs are in dire straits right now. They do have boost, at least I thought they didn't have boost, so they're going to be able to get away, but the same cannot be said for Ninkazi's army. He's going to stem once more to try to get away from this. He's going to pick this up, retreat to these bunkers, which is nice, but still, once again, no third base. Now there's a huge army here for Kami. They have 2-2 here in a moment. Doesn't even gonna bother waiting for it. Does not need to. SCVs pull off the line, trying to do what they can, but SCVs are all gonna die in a moment. It's a good amount of medevacs, but medevacs usually need units to heal, and there are 3 Marines out on the map and 1 Marauder. So each unit gets a medevac, and even an SCV gets a medevac. And now all of this army is on top of this CC here. Master CC goes down. Kami is going to take game number 1 here of this best of 3 series. I think I failed to mention the fact that this is actually a best of 3. So yeah, there's that. Ninkazi, he's staying in the game for now. See what units he can get up to deal with this, but he has no splash damage at all. He's got a couple Widow Mines on the way, but more and more depots falling off. More and more, just everything building-wise is dying right now for Ninkazi. He's going to try to wait as long as he can, pulling the SCVs, and he'll stand back in with his army, but yeah, I'm pretty sure, 134 army supply to 50 overall supply. Here's the GG from Ninkazi. And Kami takes a quick 1-0 in this best of 3.